Hey fam, grace and peace. This is Charles here with your Midweek Recharge. And this week I want to talk about the blessing in sorrow. Kind of a challenging topic, and I hesitated to go in this direction, but I think that there is value and there's an opportunity for us to see the blessing that comes with sorrow and sometimes even from sorrow. We're still reflecting and walking through the letters that Paul writes to the believers across the Asia Minor region 2,000 plus years ago, when this thing called Christianity was really taking off. And one of the areas where Paul reflected is with a group of believers in the city of Corinth. And there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of exchange. And at one point in time, the Corinthian church rejected Paul. I don't know how to say it any different. And Paul ends up writing in a very heartfelt letter that was later called the Letter of Tears, expressing his remorse and not so much remorse, his pain and rejection that he felt at the hand of the believers. And Paul, at the time that the letter arrived in Corinth, and when they respond, Paul is elsewhere enduring other affliction. But the Corinthians are so moved by the letter when they receive it that they send Titus, who was Paul's kind of appointed pastor in his absence, to return to Paul with their apology and heartfelt regret over their words and encouragement. And so Titus arrives at Paul at a time where Paul is enduring additional affliction and welcomes the response from the believers. It was Paul's sorrow that pricked the heart of the believers in Corinth to have a different approach, to change their ways. So my challenge to you this week is to not run from sorrow that may be present in your life. We just experienced in this country a recognition of the anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks. And it's hard to find any blessing to come out of such a horrific event. And yet we are challenged as believers and people of faith to know that there's a plan and there's a blessing in all things. Not necessarily for all things, but in all things. Let that be your recharge.